No, I was surprised because it's just the history is always written in a way that it makes sense linearly. But we really, and that's probably why most of the time when I go and I work with few people, I have some friends who are really trying to work on lots of sustainability, lots of really taking care of cities and the planet and all of that. And then when I spoke about the hierarchy, he said, no, we don't believe anymore in that hierarchy. But I told him, okay, I understand theoretically, but you know that there's dynamic of the humans. So he believed that everyone who worked through the UN and everyone worked through really putting those very important requirement that's asked to bring a sustainable living, that we can be a team and then do it well. And I'm like, but what about dynamic, personal dynamic, my personal story? People are not good or bad. People relate to the outer world as a mirror how to relate to themselves. It's not just a surprise. They have a certain way of relating themselves. There's a certain way that they relate to the earth and objects around. There's a certain way to relate to people, and they have a specific way they relate with intimacy, with their lovers, and then with their parents. And those are not random. This is really belief system ways of understanding. So for me, when I hear that, it just probably I need to bring that story again and again when people tell me, no, we are in super sustainability and then we don't want hierarchy and then we move it and then we help the society. I'm like, you can help the society only when you help the organization to be aware of its own dynamics. And then he looked at me, he's like, I never saw it. It's written anywhere. For us, is we know what's the vision mission, and then we go for it, and we all believe in the same cause. And then the discussion ended. And then here, when you're giving this example, it's only dynamic of things, and then wishes and belief system that make wars happen. And actually, because this is the powerhouse, that's the force. The force of every company is the workers, is the employees. The force of a factory is the people who really work hard. So they really can move the energy however they want. So yeah, that's what comes up to me. It just being a strong leader or being on a hierarchical system or being on a non-hierarchical system, I will say it bluntly, doesn't mean much anymore in the society we're living, because look what happened to this planet. Look, now everybody want to recorrect back to regeneration. We need to understand ourselves and we need to understand our dynamics. We need to understand how we influence the system around us, regardless if we're on top, if it's a flat. Bringing awareness to relationship, human relationship, inner relationship, and relationship with an organization. That's the only way to support this planet.
I'll give an analogy for returning to Kursana is we return to the body. So our body is made of cells. Every single organ is made of cells. But if you say, I don't want organization, so then there's no way for me to have a heart and a liver because the cells organized into tissues, into organs, into systems within my body. So we need organization, and the cell has an important job it needs to do. When I ask the cell to not perform its actual function and then somehow go do the job of a very different cell, I'll be honest, I'm not a biologist, but the only word I know for that is cancer, which is I'm asking a cell to not perform its functions, actually to do something on its own. And when I look at organizations and I see these shadow operations and I see that there is no organization, there is no clarity of roles, I'm asking each person to cover for the next and to do a job that's not theirs. I see this as organizational cancer. This is what you're asking your people to do. And disease will spread. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying that's the truth, but that's how I see it.